Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thank you so very much for tuning in to episode 12 of the Keepers of the Gauranlen Grove, which originally aired live on Twitch. Okay, no more tantrum. Good. Stop being so fussy. All right, let's fill this in, because knowing Randy, I'm going to get an infestation with the one tile that is exposed, unless I, close it up. And then continue smoothing and mining. Trying to figure out exactly what dimensions I have here. Actually, this area might not end up being the bedroom because of the weird mountain that I have here. So I'm going to break all that down, for better or for worse. And think about maybe putting the bedroom here. In fact, Aoife, maybe not Aoife because Aoife's doing something important. Oriana, you're not, no, you have farming to do. Who's, doesn't matter. Dragon. Punch the ancient pipeline section. Okay, so they're still up and violent. There's 1, 2, 3 of them, 4 of them that are still active. So we're just going to be digging around the, there you go. Thank you, Dragon. Creates chunks. I'm not breaking overhead walls. You are not correct. Oh, this, yeah, okay. You mean that, yes. No, you are correct. I am wrong. How about training? Oh, God. John Smith and Bob are almost wild. Tailson, you better work your magic. Oh, well, no, okay, unintended. This meat here is almost spoiled, so I'm gonna... Oh, Jazz is the worst one to do this. It should be someone that's, fleet of foot. So, Dragon, it's gonna be you. You are going to be set to inside, and... this meat backup is going to be low, and start hauling it inside. Actually, it should have been lower, because they were moving it incorrectly. Yeah, we're starting to see rot. The first one rotting was probably the one that I hunted solo and pulled back, so I'm not worried about it. Jazz, you should be... no kitchen. Okay, so we have our lavish meals. Let me try to rescue all the meat I can. If it spoils, it spoils. It doesn't really matter because I have so many more buffalo to hunt. If we're gonna try to do the blue fur quest, and get rid of that. Who's starving? Why are you starving? Oh, so you're starving because there's no more available meals. Let's switch over to NPM. In fact, everybody, if you want meals, go for it. All right, taking a look. At this point, yeah, there's still 4 wolves left that are hostile. There's 1.5 days left on rot timers. So in about 1 day's time, I am going to attempt to recover said remaining wolves. Keep them from rotting. I might even be able to do bedding like this, which would be a better use of the space, I think. So that's a bedroom. And then I'll probably dig around this and add more bedrooms around here. Exotic goods trader. Do I even have a trade beacon anywhere nearby? No, I do not. Okay. I'm gonna have to sneak to a trade beacon to my steel here with Tailsin so that I can trade with them. It's worth it to me, and it shouldn't attract wolves that fast, and it hasn't. Wolves aren't that quick. Let's see. We have got packages of rivals we can sell. Oh boy. Oh, skip. I want to be able to buy skip, but I'm not going to be able to afford it because we basically don't have anything to sell. Really? That's it? Yowzers. And I don't see any other. Oh, there's 500 silver that wasn't in the zone. But 500 silver is not going to give us what we need either. All right. The other problem is this no kitchen thing. Really? That's so strange. I have to include all of this to allow you to eat from the NPM. Okay. I mean, fine. I don't get it, but fine. I'm going to be moving things around a little bit to ease traffic jams in the base. There. So now you can walk above and below. Alright, well, they're eating now. They're okay. Taking a look at the wolves. They're still manhunted. Still 4 manhunted. But I might go out there anyway. Not that I necessarily want to do harm to the wolves, but, I mean, the leather is pretty invaluable. Of the dead ones. Right, if we're going to revere them, we shouldn't waste them. Alright, so this here is going to be another bedroom, and then I'm going to have the hallway go here instead. So... something like that. This back wall can turn over to granite. Or to marble. All right, let's go deal with the wolves, I guess. Now's the time. Broad daylight, every possible advantage. So I don't think they're coming for me. I think they're map zoning. So, unrestrict close. Bernona Hall. Tailsin Hall. And the other one's rotted. Skria took them. Well, while you guys are out, Mara never hauls. Dragon Hall. Aoife, and Kadath. Let's get as much steel as we can. Get some plasteel. And soon we were going to have a machining table. In fact, I could already technically make a machining table. So let's go ahead and get my mechs on. So in this zone, I will also allow for the corpses of mechanoids. And Kadath, haul the termite. Yep, these wolves are leaving. I haven't had to harm any of them. Go look at the wildlife. 1, 2, 3. Yep, they're leaving. Okay, great. Give more puppies a treat. You're just trying to fatten up my puppies. You're trying to fatten up this puppy. Okay, so there's 2 more loads of steel left. Let me fix the base so that it's usable again. In fact, if we move this door over 1, I'm going to redesign this yet again door. No, door will be here. Vent will be here. This will save some space. And then the bedroom will be spaced like that. Okay. Get that worked. All right. In terms of other projects, we still want to be cutting stone for the perimeter walls. I haven't really built the perimeter walls, but once these perimeter walls are done, I will open up the channel point redemptions for all of you to suggest your own. Tailsin, I think it's time. We have steel in stockpile. It is time for me to get this cooler going. Because I think we're going to have some mega rot. And a squirrel self-tamed. You go to the wolf grotto. Squirrels are not farm animals, so they're orderable. You can tell them where to go and what to do. I know there was a lot of confusion initially of like, oh, I can't tell my animals anything. It's like, no, that's not the way it works. You can still issue orders to most animals, just not farm animals. Another thing I'm going to need is a smelter. Smelter, I'm just going to put over here. So I was going to put my biofuel refinery around here. So maybe I'll have a smelter and a biofuel next to it. So I'll put the smelter there. I do have power going around the perimeter of everything. And yes, I can let my wolves outside now to pet hauling. All right, so this freezer is frozen, which is what we want. And the airlock is now rebuilt. And Brenona, I am going to have you unrestricted. And dragon, maybe? Well, no, my other hunter was going to be Kadath. What was that noise? More Muffalo! Yes! And I don't have to travel like 1,000 miles for it. Yeah, I think that noise was the... No, it was the slaughter of the squirrel. That's what it was. Just sounded different to me. All right. Make some carnivore lavish meals with all that meat. Yeah, well, you know what another thing I could do is lavish meals. I will allow lavish, veg lavish, and carnivore lavish. And I'm going to treat everyone to lavish meals so that I can free up some space. Because, yeah, you're right. We're about to get an absurd amount. Fabrication is now done. And let's go to gas ops and then precision rifling. And as far as the fabricator goes, I'm going to do the fab bench here. I'm also going to change the layout of the base a little bit. We need a bigger kitchen. You're not wrong. The pillars for the Keeper's Mark, they're queued. For that, we need to deliver marble, I guess. The Keeper's Disrespected here is a -4, so that is something that should be prioritized. So I'll start delivering materials for columns 20, 40, 60, and 80. And I can queue Tailsin to prioritize that. I have a lot of smoothing here that probably doesn't need to be done either. But we're going to have a lot of happy people with all of the lavish meal consumption. So that's awesome. And then this area here will allow for some tool cabinets if I want it. Or benches, so I have space for workbenches underneath this fabrication bench. Oh, but does that put... Hang on, I'm going to have to dev mode real quick. Because... No, okay, my geothermal generator will still fit there. It'll just be up against the wall. Cool. If I ever get a geothermal generator. I like how I build marble stools here, but I've never moved them to the research spots. Here, Aoife and Oriana, go do that. Okay, Kadath pissing off the muffler. Mr. Tailsin, I'm going to have you construct these columns, and then when you're done, clean it up a bit. So I'm still trying to source 1,100 blue fur. I'm up to 300. I think now with this new herd of muffalo, it's possible. Because this herd plus that herd might get me there. Oh, unfortunately, I let one rot. And it looks like this one is going to rot too. Bernona. God, your mood is terrible. When she wakes up, I'm going to have her obviously eat a lavish meal and then try to run for that muffalo before it rots. Or dragon, for that matter. Either or. Just someone that's a quick runner. Another thing I could do in here is a... this should not be a crafting spot. Let's put a sun lamp in here to help out before we do anything else. Kadath, please don't piss them off. Nightshade, thanks for the follow. And welcome. Alright, let's get those pillars built so we don't suffer any penalties. And you pissed it off. Alright, Kadath, you are officially for now off of hunt duty. It'll be Bernona only. Tailsin, go help him out. Finish what you start, Kadath. Alright, Bernona. You haven't been recreating at all. Why not? Look, girl, I'm not telling you not to recreate. Just get some rec. And don't be a wreck. Is this your idea of recreating? 'Cause it's dumb. What I could do is I could open up some additional interaction spots for the... Let me move the butcher out again. And then open up some interaction spots for the hoopstone ring, but I'm not really sure why they aren't recreating. Yeah, it could be the lack of variety. I only have two. I have hoopstone, which is agility, and game mortiver, which is intellect. And, well, then there's also social, so let's take a look at her needs. Recreation. She's bored of everything. Well, you know what? Take your drugs. Take your wake up, and then go for a bit of a walk in the forest. How's that? Yeah, if they're getting bored, what I'm going to need to do is pivot towards televisions or something else, some other recreation type. Because that's a trend that I don't want to continue. I'm going to not use work drive because I'm a little worried that I'll need the combat bonuses instead at some future date, so I'm going to hold off on that. Right, Tailsin, again, build these pillars. Bernona is going for one of those. And then we have a lot of other construction stuff to do. So I think what I'm going to do, let's go to orders and... Oh, I can't cancel all smooth? Ooh, that's going to be annoying. Well, whatever. It'll be low-hanging fruit for a long, long time. I will want to do a bonding with the Gauranlen tree soon. And bond with Oriana. Or for Oriana. Check Brunona's rec stats. Yeah, I don't have beer or tea, which would help out a lot. I think that's really what it stems from. So I had to use Wake Up that I got off of a raider. So what I can do is I could start purposely, now that we have a lot of rice, is plant a variety of drugs. So let's go for that. Let's make half hops, half, and then some smoke leaf. So this will just be one big drug run here. The next harvest. For the sake of mood. Alright, Tilson, how's it coming? Good. Very good. So now it's no longer disrespected. We won't have that mood penalty, which will help. I'm going to prevent people walking through it, though. Also, it's... Yep, it's temple. Alright, Brunona. She's now playing with some recreation. It's weird that, like, putting them all on lavish meals and they've never been more miserable. Maybe heel root basin. I would, but I already have a lot of heel root planted, and heel root just takes so long to grow, even in the, you know, even when it's in a hydro basin, that I don't want to lock the hydro basins down like that. All right, forget cutting every stone. In fact, Kadath, please forget cutting stones altogether. And we are going to want some graves for these gravely mistaken raiders that thought that they could take us down. God, that looked like a person for a second. You can't wait to come home and try this mod out? Yes. Ideology is great. I mean, you do at some point have to make up a little bit of your own rules. So I have a lot of rules that I don't have to follow, but I choose to. With that said, it is a ton of fun. Another thing, Tail, stop animal handling. Let's see how our animals are doing. So Magic is guard and attack. Bob is not tame at all. Bob might revert, actually. And then John, I'm going to check you in a second. Yeah, John and Bob might revert. Tailson's doing a pretty poor job. So one of the things I'm going to do is my animals I'm going to keep in the... I'm going to create a pets zone to keep them closer to make it easier for me to tame them. So that I don't have to walk everywhere, because if the further they are, the harder it will be for me to reach them. And I lied. Tail, I want you to continue. Oop, that's the wrong person. Tail, Aoife, not Aoife, she's researching. Kadath, everybody that enjoys animal handling, I'm going to have to be animal handler unless they have a more important task. Because I really don't want my my wolves to revert to wild. That would be a disservice to the veneration of those animals. More puppy treats. MIB wants puppies to eat. I can barely get him to look up. No, there he goes. Alright, Bernona, let's get butchering. And then, taking up that idea of cooking carnivore meals. Let's do just that. Because it's going to be important. But I'm going to suspend that for now until we're out of lavish meals because they don't combine stacks. They don't count one another. But this is a lot of animal training food. Dear Lord, is it ever. Let's make a few carnivore lavish meals because I'm going to be so out of room. So let's merge and merge again. God, so much meat in these meals. Another thing I could try to do is a neural supercharger or a sleep accelerator. Maybe for Bernona it makes sense to get a sleep accelerator because she has to do so much work during the day that having her sleep less or more efficiently is going to be efficient. Going to be good for the colony. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Actually, don't do that yet. Is it possible to install bionics onto animals? No, it is not. Not without mods. I think today we are going to attempt for a tree bonding ceremony. Uh-oh. My mouse is... Hold on, there's something wrong. I can't pan. There we go. I couldn't pan right. I don't know why. What is this, NASCAR? There's only lefts, no rights? Get out of here with that nonsense. All right, so there is a overhead mountain thing that is revealed by Dragon's Bed area, and we're gonna want to fix that. Filling that in. Tailsin, get this bedroom ready. I wonder what Tail's been working on, because it seems like a lot of the tasks that I had assigned him to just have not really been done. Just a ton of outstanding construction tasks that I've been waiting on. And another ambrosia sprout. Oh, that wasn't supposed to be bent. And a hiding room Bernona. Yep, Bernona finally lost it. All right, so this is now Dragon's bedroom. A little bit more conformed. And then this bed will be moved to here, I guess, for like hospital purposes. Here's the ambrosia sprout. It's going to be important for me to, oops, paint around the trees so we never chop them. And raise tired survivors. So I have two other ambrosia sprout zones somewhere out here. I have to remember. Okay, here's one. Fully ready to harvest. For my drug, my colony that is lacking drugs, ambrosia would be a very good thing to get. And here's the other one. Oriana. What's your needs at, girl? You go mow down on a carnivore meal and then come out here and harvest this. I'm also gonna probably have to set up the inside of my freezer to accommodate for ambrosia. So let me do that too. I will have a dedicated spot for ambrosia. Let's do important, manufactured, drugs. I like how ambrosia is obviously not manufactured, it's plucked, but... Does my animal trainers stay close include the wolf area? Yes. Close is like everywhere in my quadrant of the base. It's yeah. None of them. I think the issue is that Arctic wolves are very wild, and they're hard to accommodate. So raise survivors. Allow or decline. Or rather, accept or decline, I guess. So it's 7 people for 11 days. They're looking for charity, I guess. And there's the timer and there's the poll. We're up to 362 blue fur. Oh, one of my dryads just found their way in to my base. Tailson, what are you doing, dude? Why? I think the issue is that our expectations have gone up. Oh, and we have another breach raid. Pretty easy breach raid to kill, especially if we had shields, which we do not obviously have, but got it. Got some breachers. Hey, refugees, how do you want to fight some mechs? I know that's how it kind of looks, right? I'm gonna accept refugees right before a breach raid. I swear that's not it. You change your vote on that purpose. Yep. And hey, you can change your vote for whatever reason you want. All right, so they are currently blowing up ancient cars and stuff for me. There's 1 termite, 3 lancers, and a pikeman, as far as I can tell. And they are shaking the house. It's unfortunate that Bernona has tapped out, because it would have been really helpful to have all hands on deck. Another thing that I have to look at is additional sources of steel. Because okay, here, this is obviously the closest. All right, so they're sticking together as a pack, destroying cars as they travel. And there we go. That has resolved itself. Hey, visitors. Oh boy, they spawned, hey, so how nicely should we treat these refugees? Cannon fodder? About as well as our own colonists? Or, keep them truly safe? Yet another poll up top. Here, buddy. Well, everyone votes, you can eat some peanuts. So let's take a quick look at them. Psychopath, steadfast, won't cook or clean, good melee. They believe in technological fieltism, which they're transhumanist, but human primacy is sort of against our beliefs, and loyalist is obviously against our beliefs. Panda is a nervous, ugly pyromaniac. Wow. With a has murdered someone tattoo tier star on them. Trev, chemical fascinated, nimble, kind. MB, a psychically deaf kind. MB is like the first decent one I've seen, but with that said, we don't really need yet another miner. We already have a lot. Chavez, depressive, trigger happy, fast learner. Nina, gourmand and greedy, and Warner, body modder, fast walker, careful shooter. No dumb labor, no social. There was really not a single one of them that I would say is like phenomenal. They're all kind of bleh. And it looks to me like you guys are voting on cannon fodder. So the fodder shall be cannon and debt. What I'm planning on doing is converging on this raid here by both groups at the same time, so that we can be the most effective that we can be. Again, reinforcing the fact that I really need assault rifles and the fabricator built, for, you know, reasons. I'm within pikeman range, so these pikemen should be spinning around. Yep, there they go. MB takes first shot to the leg. Nina a shot to the torso. Tina's dead, and these guys are now foddering off the map. Luckily for me, the termite is marching ahead, unbeknownst to the rest of the crew, and Aoife is going to trigger combat command, which improves my combat prowess for 24 hours. Finish that poll. Although I had already sort of resolved to the fact that we are cannon foddering them. So what I'm going to do here is pocket myself in cover like this and get ready to jump out at the termite. One thing to note about the termites, they don't do a ton of damage. They're somewhat weak and easy to kill, but you know, the lancers and the pikemen are obviously the scary ones, and if we can get them quick or get them locked down in melee combat, that is going to be the preferred choice, I think. So, sorry, refugees. Sorry, Nina. And MB. Wow, the others are already gone? They left fast. Is the turret out of power? No, the turret can be turned on, but it's if I let the termite get as close to the base as the turret is, I'm gonna lose a huge swath of my base. So I got to pick this fight early at risk of myself than to wait. Being shot at already. Come on. Hit it. Ah. Ow. Just as I'm moving back, there goes a kidney. Stop the termite. God, you guys suck. There we go. The termite's stopping to destroy some random garbage that I have. It's time to move, I think, on these guys. So a full tilt, more or less suicidal given the lack of our armor and the strength of our enemies. But a full tilt, here, consume the wake up. Aggressive push, ouch. There goes a lung, and there goes a lung. Lungus among us. A Tailsin peak, Aoife push. Everybody focus fire on a singular target. Let's go Lancer closest. And Aoife putting... Wow, that's a lot of bruises. Nothing like having my best shooter not attend yet another time. And there goes a leg. And they're just gratuitously thumping jazz. Alright, as you can see, the thump cannons don't hurt that bad. It's the Lancers and Pikemen. Primarily the Lancers. Lancers do the most damage. So I'm going to try to focus fire on the Lancers. But as you can see, there's not a lot left in the tanks here. Orion is down. This Lancer is disarmed, so let's switch targets to the other one. Kadath, take that wake up. Actually, no, this Lancer's going to punch us. And Kadath... Okay, there we go. Kadath, you guys focus on this one. Bernona, it would be great if you, attended the fight. Just... would be swell. Alright, so Dragon... down along. Kadath is eventually going to get thumped. This is where you would want the bark skin dryads. Okay, so he severely bleeding out with not a whole lot of time left in the clock. This Lancer's just about done though. And this is why, okay, there we go. This is why I was trying to push for assault rifles. So Aoife's timer is what? 4, 11, 18. So Oriana's in the least trouble, and Dragon and Aoife are in the most trouble. And then, of course, there's the Termite that we still have to manage. And Kadath is getting thumped. Okay, Dragon is dead. He did get fully torsoed. The brain injury certainly didn't help. Kadath is downed, and now all that's left is the Thumper. And I am going to quickly take cover so that I draw the Thumper towards me, ideally. Let's see here. You... tend yourself, and then Mara. Actually, Mara, you can tend yourself. Let's see here. Okay, so the Thumper looks to just be going after more of this garbage, which is fine. A hydrant. You got it. Okay, we're going to want to stem the bleeding before we try anything else. And stabilize Jazz, maybe? Hey, Bernona, time to wake up. Quit hiding in your room. Another thing I could try to do is have Mara and Tailson take some wake up as combat performance enhancers. Aoife was worse? Yes, that's right. Aoife was worse. Aoife's going to be easy to stabilize because it's just two big wounds that are bleeding. After this, I'm going to have Tailson stop. You are going to pick up all that herbal. Mara, continue tending yourself, and we'll go for Aoife. The Termite is coming towards my base. I'm going to get my turret on. And I'm definitely going to have to focus on getting more Plassteel turrets. So, tend Aoife. Actually... Oh, you're a teetotaler. Never mind. You're not going to take drugs. Another thing I could do here, it's a desperate situation, is force my animals into it. They're venerated, but that doesn't mean they are pacifist. Wolves are wolves. Let them be wolves. All right, Aoife, how you doing? You will be patching time. Okay, the wolves decided to take a dumb nap. I'm just going to call it what it is, a dumb nap, instead of actually going to where I told them to go. So John Smith, the dumbest of the dumbs, sits in front of a turret getting shot at. And can we move again? Okay, this turret is gone. There you go. Now you get the idea. Stupid wolves. Okay, Mara's just about done patching herself up. Come on, finish up. All right, and then you take wake up. Aoife is not bleeding out anymore. Magic and Bob are totally getting tooled. So if you're wondering about the penalty to venerated animals, here it is. Venerated Arctic Wolf died. But it is roughly akin to the same penalty that you would have if you had a pawn die. So, you know, it's not great, but like, what else do we do, right? All right, so the termite is dead. The threat is over, and Bernona fusses in her room. So one of the issues that we're going to have is a lack of space here. I think the obvious solution will be to expand the freezer a bit. Maybe as much as we can. Like that. To allow for additional space. But let me triage at this point. So I think in terms of order of triage, magic is after Aoife is in the next most danger. Yes. So we'll do that. 10 magic. Magic is also missing a eye, tail, and paw. A war hero. And then we have to mourn dragon, which means Tailsin will need to high priority make a sarcophagus to intern him, because we are, you know, we are druids that believe in immortality, and we're going to seek it when possible. Can you take a look at the wealth graph? Sure. 82,000, 83,000, approximately. All right, Aoife somehow on her feet. I really honestly don't know how, considering she has a foot and is in mind-shattering pain, but she's tough. Very tough. All right, so Mara's done patching Jazz. I think Oriana's next, because Kadath is mostly just tiny scratches from the thump. And Aoife's going to start rescuing the knocked out. And 10 Kadath. And then we're still tending magic up here. But most of the bleeding has been stemmed. So I'm going to switch over to Bob. And then back to magic once it's done. Thanks, Bernona. You're the best. Sarcastically. And she is tantruming to smash things up in a room. Okay. Well, Bernona doesn't really make doctoring possible. So that's a non-starter. So, Tailsin, I'm going to have you come down and eat the carnivore meal and then tend the rest of these people. Aoife could maybe do it, but she's on one leg. Why is Oriana showing us guilty? I really don't know. I have no idea. I could check the logs. Oriana missed the Lancer and hit Aoife with a recurve bow arrow, I think is the guilt there. So if we look at Aoife's health, recurve bow in a torso. It's actually the one that dropped her. Yeah, that was I think honestly it was the pain from the loss of leg that really probably did it. But yeah. So we do have prosthetics researched. So one of the things I'm going to want to do is get the machining table up to get prosthetics going. Eve is still hauling jazz. Mara's smashing. And Tailsin is not happy. Aoife, unfortunately, Aoife, I'm gonna have to have you limp grab Kadath over there, because I just don't have enough people to do the work. No, actually, Bernona, you could do it. And Aoife needs to be bedbound. And assign meds to everybody. And I'll have to figure out who's the best next doc that's conscious. Probably Tailsin, to be honest, because everyone else is so wounded that they probably can't doc at all. Because otherwise it would have been Orion or Kadath, my two doctors, but they're kind of indisposed at the moment. All right, Tailsin, I want you to... it's for Dragon's Body. I'm going to label Dragon here. Critically important that fresh, human-like colonist corpses go there. And you are going to haul him before rats get to him. Mara. Rescue Oriana. Thanks for snapping out of it. And then animals. I'm going to put you back in the pet zone. And try not to ever use you again, but I was desperate. Didn't have that much of a choice. Alright, Kadath is conscious. Yeah, you're gonna do the tending. No, not that. Rest. Tend. Don't finish that. That's for Tailsin to do. And magic, don't eat dragon. Please. Alright, Brunona's gonna work on the machining table for the prosthetics for Aoife. And then also, another thing I'm gonna have to consider is future enemies. One of the fortunate things is organ use is acceptable. So we're definitely, undoubtedly, going to want to harvest some organs from future raiders so that we can keep ourselves, you know, from all the organ loss that we've suffered. A dark room's not ideal for medicine. In fact, Bernona, could I get you to slap a light? Thank you. And then build the sleep accelerator for yourself. All right, Mara, you don't haul. So don't haul then. And Orion is the only one unconscious now. Got it. Okay, so now here's the sleep accelerator. This is the first time that we'll be seeing it in this series. The benefit of the sleep accelerator is that you regain sleep 35% faster, but it makes you 20% hungrier. Most of the transhumanist things use up nutrition or food in the interest of speed. Tailsin, I'm going to wake you up so that we can bury Dragon. And then we'll have a funeral for him as soon as we can. So, assign Dragon and bury. Done. All right, another thing I'm going to do is the scheduled drugs. I'm going to allow ambrosia every day if mood's below 40%, which is going to help mediate some moods here while we recover. Is he buried in the freezer? Yes. So there's a reason for it. If you manage to get resurrection mech serum, you can resurrect dead people, and if you keep their bodies from rotted, by keeping them frozen, you have a far better chance to resurrect, because the way that resurrection mech serum works is the more rotted a corpse that you're trying to resurrect, the higher your chances of that corpse having negative consequences as a result of the resurrection. So it is vitally important that if you intend to try to resurrect your people, that you do so by making sure that they do not rot. They stay in a freezer. Hence the freezer. Because you can get a whole bunch of different variety of elements. You can get resurrection psychosis, which is relatively unavoidable. And what that does is it makes them go crazy and die. Kind of like running out of luciferium. But you can also get resurrection blindness, and you can also get, like, dementia. All as a result of not taking care of your corpses that need resurrection. So one of the important things for us to make is a prosthetic leg for Aoife. So let's analyze the wounds. We have a missing leg here, and an infection that is... I barely have edge on it, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that one. Bernona has a right leg scar, but it's still more functional than prosthetic. Mara's missing a lung. We're missing an eye. We're missing a kidney. And we're missing a lung. So 2 lungs and a kidney are the harvest list for future would-be raiders. Bernona's going over the animatry. That's fine. Unfortunately, these Muffalo rotted because of the amount of time it took to get to them. Really no way of avoiding that. And John Smith. Oh, yes. So John Smith is also going to get enshrined. And I'll have Bernona do that. Wild wolves, I don't think I'm going to care about, but our own venerated pets, I will. As the difference. And I think, Bernona, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you focus on construction for now. And then I might pivot back to cooking. So, Aoife, your infection can be tended now. I think Kadath... So Tailsin at 4, maybe Tailsin's the best at it. But I'm actually going to tend to you with Glitterworld Medicine to give you an edge against the infection here. I think that's a good use of Glitterworld, not to lose yet another leader. So boom, 109. That should easily boost you into the not gonna die zone. And then I put you back on herbal. I feel all the more pressure to... Really, you need to sleep again? Are you kidding me? I feel all the more pressure in order to try to get more assault rifles. And as quick as I can, because it is becoming apparent that Randy don't want me to be alive. Well, let's try to expand the kitchen first. Yeah, this is still an early game stage. I mean, I've not even survived. I've just survived 1 year, and even then, just barely. I'm going to send Kadath to start doing the leg. Prosthetic leg. And Bernona is working on the kitchen expansion, which we will then inter John Smith. More treats. Sorry, I missed that. I'm gonna pause it so Yoda doesn't. Yoda, he is barely even interested in it now. I have to like poke him. Do you need it? All right, the rotted corpses I'm gonna move into the water here, so we can avoid corpse bile, and they rot faster in the water or in the marsh. All right, almost done. Finish this up. I'm surprised Oriana's not up. Thank you for tuning in to the Keepers of the Gauranlen Grove, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. Keeping in mind that the YouTube series is considerably further behind than the Twitch streams. If you would like to catch a Twitch stream, Rhadamant.com has my countdown timers and links to Twitch. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.